Yo guys, I'm back with another Inside the Mind, and in today's episode we're going to be looking at one of the greatest feats in FC history. Broomey JC managed to get a 15-0 with a bronze team in the first week of Foot Champs. Here are the 4-4-2 tactics that he used to get the 15. Listen, it's nothing special. It's a very basic 4-4-2. Fullbacks both on balance. Midfielders both on box to box ball winning, which is a very good role this year. He's got his right winger on winger. He's got his left mid on inside forward Patrick, MVP, and his two strikers on advanced forward attack. His build-up style is balanced and he's got a high defensive approach. Listen, 4-4-2 each and every single year is the most balanced, probably arguably one of the best formations simply because it's universal. It lasts all year round. You don't have to switch tactics constantly. It's a normal basic formation. Before we get into detail of how he managed to do this, just look at the team. It's a fully bronze team. There's no playstyle pluses on these cards. It's literally basic. Of course, some of them have finesse. For example, the left mid, he has finesse. Some of the midfielders have incisive and intercept. Some brilliant playstyles, but it just goes to show you could genuinely still do very good in this game simply if you play normal football. You don't have to be a meta rat to get this rank 1. He genuinely, I'm not even joking, the 15-0, he didn't do anything special, anything meta. He was just so much better than everyone. He was class defensively on the counter attack, having two midfielders with incisive. It just goes to show how important incisive is this year. We're going to have a look at his first game. Bearing in mind, he's got a full bronze team. So there's going to be no mercy. You're still going to have mega super teams like this. Look at the team that he's playing up against in a 4-4-2 like this. One of these players cost more than his entire team. It was genuinely ridiculous watching this. Anyway, let's analyze how he managed to win his first game. Alright, we're going to have a look at his very first goal in the very first game. It's so simple. In the 4th minute, he gets a goal kick, and look how easy it is to get from defense to attack in a couple passes. His midfielders do have incisive, but all he did here was literally make his left mid go on a run on bank on the fact that the guy would not track it. If you don't know, people literally strictly just hold their centre midfielders. Look, the guy is running at your defense, and all he's done is hold his Kante this entire time. The guy's not touched anyone other than Kante, and all he does is take his time. And by this point, it's way too late. He switches to his right back Klaus when the guy's inside the 6-yard box already. There's no point. You literally can't defend from here. There's nothing you could do. Simple finesse across goal and it's done. 1-0 just like that. This is why it's so important for you to be dynamic. I've explained before that it's so important that you need to be defending with your midfielders. But in situations like that where you have someone overlapping or running past you, it's not good enough. You need to switch to your right back. And Broomey capitalizes on it. 4 minutes into the game and he's already 1-0 up. Okay, continuing. A couple minutes later, he gets the corner. And if you don't know how OP corners are, from goal kicks and corners, it's almost a guaranteed goal. As long as you can stay composed and pick the right option at the right time, it's a goal. And look, that's exactly what he does here. He jinky majinkies left, right. He waits for an opening. Done. Just like that. It's literally as simple as that. Has he done anything special for either one of these goals so far? No. It's a goal from his own goal kick he scored and from a corner he scored just like that. 3 passes, 4 passes. It's in the back of the net. I'm telling you, you do not need to do flashy things to be good at this game. He's just scored 2 goals in 15 minutes with a bronze team. You don't need special cards, special players. You can, bro, if he's doing it with a bronze team, anyone can win games easily like this, score easy goals like this. And now, his third goal of this game, have a look at what he does here. He plays around with the midfield, but look, he's constantly making players goals on runs. If you pay attention, this player here goes on a run, and look at what it does to the defensive line. As he goes on this run, look at what happens now. This centre-back has to follow his run, and as a result, this player goes back as well. And then look at what happens, look at where the opening comes from. You see this guy that's just come back on side now? All of this back line being pushed back happened because of that one player run that he had happen 5 seconds earlier. And then from here, he gets a bit fortunate, obviously. It's a ricochet onto Marquinhos, onto the other centre-back, back onto the player that he initially made go on a run. Low driven. Simple. Obviously, there's an element of luck, but we don't do that around here. This all happens simply because, look, in this situation, look at what he does. That's Patrick, right? He makes that guy go on a run. That left striker, And then as a result, slowly but surely, he builds up, he takes his time, and now Patrick gets back into a decent position, and it's a simple goal. I'm telling you, it's calculated. Making players go and run, especially in this game with how overpowered Incisive is and how difficult it is to defend. The further back you push that back line, the easier it is for you to score. And that's exactly what he does, and he makes it 3-1. He's got a bronze team. Are you guys not understanding how significantly ingenious this guy has to be to do stuff like this? Genuinely, it's just, yeah, I can't glaze the guy enough in this situation. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to show you another goal in the same game to make it 4-2. Look at the amount of time that he takes. He takes care with this attack simply because he knows as long as he can take his time in the box, he'll win and score goals. Look at this. Look at what he does. The guy slide tackles. Oh, stop it, Broomey. Look, even he's going crazy about that. Look at the amount of composure it takes to score from this situation. He could have shot. He could have shot right there, but he said no. He's going to take that extra step, that extra half second. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. The more you take time with your shot selection in this situation, especially in and around the box, people will panic. They'll just start lunging, doing silliness. And you know how much this game punishes you simply when you do one mistake, you click circle, you click square, whatever you do to slide tackle, and people will capitalize on it. You need to take your time. And look, he does it excellent. It's absolutely brilliant what he does there. Okay, we're going to have a look at this goal, yeah? Let me show you what he does here. You see this player lock here? Look at what it does to the player's centre back. The guy starts tracking it with the centre back. And now look at how smart Broomey is in this situation. He knows there's a massive gap in the middle. And because he's playing a 4-4-2, there's two strikers, which means that other striker is about to make a run into the gap that's just been created. Bearing in mind, the guy's grabbed Marquinhos to chase a striker all the way in the right mid position. Look how far out he comes. And look, from here, as long as he makes the right decision, he will 100% score a goal. Look at what he does there. That gap, all he's doing is waiting. He's taking his time. Keeper movement, takes the shot, simple goal. It might look easy, but look at what he's done. Obviously, the guy defending isn't the smartest. Like, you can tell, he's not the smartest. But he takes his time. The player automatically makes the run. First time through ball. Takes his time, keeper movement, shot across, done. Just like that. That is talent. That is pure composure and knowing what's going on around the game. That's why you need to know and play your formation a lot. Because there's so many people that keep switching formations. You wouldn't know what to do in that situation. He's played 4-4-2 for so long. He knows it to a T. He knew that that second striker was going to jump in that position. He ends up winning the game 6-3. It looks very easy because of the way he's doing it. But I'm telling you, especially with players that are as slow as bronze cards are in this game, this first victory was a huge confidence boost for the guy. I'm telling you, this is absolutely huge. Seeing a guy win a game in general in champs with a bronze team is ridiculous. To win 6-3 in the fashion that he did is even better. Alright, so this is his game at 4-0. And let me tell you, this is one of the craziest games I've ever seen. First of all, have a look at the guy's team. Outrageous. Genuinely outrageous team. Attack is very, very good. The rest of it, ridiculous. But let me just explain one thing to you, yeah? I played my champs, and up until game 8, I did not concede a normal goal at all. By that, I mean I only conceded kickoffs and corners. That's it. Let me show you this game. We'll count how many times he concedes either a kickoff or a corner, right? We'll have a look. Anyway, this game, it started obviously a bit cagey, as every game does. You know, you're feeling out the opponent. But let's get to the nitty gritty. At 4 minutes in, he gets a little bit unlucky. He tries to play the ball out of the back. Very unfortunate that an attacker intercepts the ball. Guy shoots a cross goal, and he's 1-0 down, just like that. However, as you know, kickoffs incredibly overpowered. And we're going to start keeping count of this, simply because, look, kickoffs, I don't know what it is, what they've done to it, but you just can't stop conceding. I can't stop it myself. And look, from here, very, very simple. He makes his left back go on a run out wide. He takes his time, 1 or 2 passes into the middle. It's pretty much reset ball from last year, but a little bit more sophisticated because bearing in mind bronze cards, they can't do tiki-taka first time passes. He takes his time, little jinky majinky inside the box. His left mid has finesse, he uses it to the best of his abilities, and it's 1-1. That's one kickoff. And have a look here, what happens? In this situation, as long as you pack in the midfield area, use your centre mids, you're in a good position to be able to concede nothing. And that's exactly what he does. He takes his time here. I've said it before, incisive through balls. And then there's a little chip. Brilliant finish. That's a bronze card doing that. In front of goal, when the keeper is out, you need to start chipping. He's learnt that perfectly. And of course, look at what happens there. Off the kickoff, unfortunately, he gets very, very unfortunate here. Hits the back post, goes straight back to the striker. Are you kidding me? I thought all of that nonsense had stopped this year, but unfortunately and very clearly it did not. And have a look. Look at this goal, yeah? Honestly, it's just very, very unfortunate. This ball gets cut out by, bearing in mind, a very good midfielder. But look, he offside traps. Very unfortunate. But look, he does his best with keeper movement. He tries to do everything. Guy just shoots near post and it goes in. Very unfortunate way to go down in a game that's so incredibly important. But would you believe it if I said he goes and scores a kickoff straight after? Probably. Because kickoffs are so incredibly overpowered. And look exactly what he does. Takes his time, finesse inside the box. Bronze card. And he's still scoring finesses like that. Bearing in mind their shot power is probably like less than 50. Outrageous. Kickoff after kickoff after kickoff. That's 2 or 3 this game already. Anyway, the start of the second half, I've said already the importance of having your left mid go on a run. Left mid, right mid, and a 4-4-2 are so vital to the way that you attack. Because once you get it to the strikers, there's not much you could do other than wait for a run in behind. And that's what your left mid, right mid are for. He gets a bit fortunate with the way the ball goes into the back of the net. But at the end of the day, he worked that opportunity perfectly. Anyway, I wanted to show you this exactly from the start of the kickoff. Because look at how quick the guy gets the ball into the back of the net. That's 2 passes and he's already in the box within 3 seconds of a kickoff. 1 pass later. Look how easy it is. Obviously a bit of luck. Very, very unfortunate. Just like that. 4-4. That's 3 kickoffs that guy has scored already. 3 so far in a game that he scored 4 goals in. Come on, man. That's just what's he getting punished for? Okay. My one issue with the 4-4-2 this year is exactly this. His midfield is gone. 1 pass out of the back. His entire midfield, look at how high up they are. That's 6 players completely gone. And immediately 1 pass later, he's running at the guy's defense. And look, it's very unfortunate. Because obviously if he had better players, maybe they'll recover in time. But look, 1 pass through the middle, keeper movement are very unfortunate. The guy shoots near post, low driven. And he's 5-4 down. But it's literally, I don't understand it. You could have your midfielders on holding and they still don't hold the right position. It's so punishing, and for what? But look, this is Broomey JC we're talking about here. Look at the brilliance that it takes in this position to take your time in a 4-4-2, 1 striker to the other, simple, low driven. That finish there is so important. You need to add it to your bag because I'm telling you, people get in front of goal and they panic. They don't know how to shoot, what to do. It's ridiculous. And also, don't forget, he is using precision. He just has the precision marker off. So before people assume that he's not on precision, he definitely 100% is on precision. But have a look at that kickoff. Listen, I didn't even need to finish my sentence. Of course he goes ahead and scores a kickoff. Out of the guy's 6 goals, he scored 4 kickoffs. Come on, game. And have a look here. Reset ball out wide. Broomey scores a brilliant goal. We're never going to look at the goal though, because look at what happens immediately after. Bearing in mind, Broomey has scored 5 or 6 very good, high quality goals. And look at what the guy does. 2 passes in. He can't do anything. There's literally nothing you can do to stop it. Bearing in mind, I have a mega team. I cannot stop kickoffs. I already mentioned how many goals I conceded this champs alone from kickoffs. What on earth are you meant to do? It's so punishing for literally no reason. It's so unfortunate. But again, the more you concede, the harder it gets because the clock is constantly ticking. But like I mentioned, this guy's not going to stop. He's not going to let that deter him. Look, in this situation, left mid again. He makes him go on a run. Takes his time. For some reason, the guy moves the keeper very, very early. He makes it 7-7. Anyway, for once, the guy doesn't score a kickoff. Very fortunate, especially because of how bad the time is at the moment. Look at this play. He makes that creative run just so the player can start moving ever so slightly forward. And look at the direction that he does it in. Creative run into the tiny gap that's just been created because the guy is moving a midfielder. And then, because of that creative run, he makes it so he can do a 1-2 pass straight back to Patrick. Done. Just like that. I'm telling you, there's so many intricacies to stuff like this. To score goals like that, that would just fly over people's heads. Yeah, okay, chef's kiss. You have every right to do that. Fair enough, innit? But yeah, the point stands. Just being able to play like that is so next level, you don't understand. That is so brilliant from him. He's actually banged it completely. It's outrageous. And of course, he does win the game 8-7. One of the most ridiculous games of football I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely, I can't even call it football because this is not football. This is just typical FIFA. The guy scored what 5 kickoff goals out of the 7 goals that he scored. So not a single normal goal, pretty much. It's just ridiculous. There's no excuse for this in this game. But anyway, Broomey prevails. Last but not least, we're gonna have a look at his final game for 15. I've already showed you how many kickoffs and how many corners he scores and how many kickoffs that he concedes. But have a look at this. For his 15th game, look at this mega team. He didn't beat easy teams, by the way. Look at this ridiculous demonic team. Bar Embuemo, honestly, everyone here is just untouchable for a lot of people. This is a genuinely super team, pretty much. Outrageous. But look, we're going to analyze something, right? Have a look at how he's defending. He does not touch his centre backs as much as he can. From the beginning of the game till the end, he tries his very best to not touch centre backs at all. Why? Simply because, bearing in mind, obviously the bronze cards, but let's take bronze cards out of it. Defenders, if you click circle with them and you don't get the ball, you're in big trouble. And look, all he does is he constantly switches position, one centre mid to the other, and now look at the counter attack that he gets. As long as you can stay patient, take your time in this situation, make players go on runs like this, give it to a player that has incisive, he finesses it across goal, 1-0. 4 minutes into his final game for 15. Not only is it pure composure defensively, but in front of goal as well. I'm telling you, this guy is next level. Alright, the second highlight of this game, look at what happens here, right? He's so composed with this counter attack, and I'm telling you, he does everything practically perfect here. He makes the guy go on a run, and look, it's just about composure here. You're in front of goal, take your time. The guy's going to move his keeper because he thinks you're going across goal. Not even 10 minutes in, he's 2-0 up. Both of them, he defended very well, he countered very well, and he finished amazingly. That is 3 big major components in this game. You need to be defensively sound and your counter attacking needs to be perfect. Because sometimes you might not get that opportunity again. The more you waste these opportunities, the harder the game becomes. And in a game where you're playing with bronze cards, yeah, he did this absolutely perfectly. And again, look, constantly left mid on a run, striker on a run. He's just taking his time. 3-0 up in 13 minutes. Everyone, I was watching the stream live at this point. Everyone and their mum that was watching this thought, wow. Look, it's such a simple goal. All he's done is pass to a centre mid, make one player go on a run. That's it. One player go on a run. He's in behind. Which is why I specifically say to people, do not touch your centre backs. Because look, that run is being tracked by the centre back before this player switches to Saliba. And then look, he steps forward. And now look, there's a tiny gap between the two centre backs that the player runs through. Broomey capitalizes on it, and there's a low driven across goal. Just like that, he's 3-0 up. I'm telling you, do not touch your centre backs. It's as simple as that. Broomey, look, if you're seeing a pro as big as Broomey, as brilliant as this guy, not touching the centre backs, avoiding it as much as physically possible, who are we to pick otherwise? Of course, as it is the final game, I am going to show you the goals that he concedes. What can he do? He tried to move his keeper. Very unfortunate that, Saliba just so happens to score like that. Bear in mind, this guy's celebrating when he's 3-1 down against the bronze team. That's all I'm saying. And of course, Broomey just can't concede normal goals, by the way. Look at what happens there. He's trying his best to defend this. Gets twisted, turned. Keeper just can't save it. Happens to bounce on the back post. And of course, Kvaratskhelia is the first man there. So incredibly unlucky. But listen, everyone that was in the chat at that time, wow. This is the drama that we're here for. Imagine the 15th game going down like this. Okay, I got another defensive highlight for you where in this instance, the second the ball goes outside of the box, what does he do? He switches back to his centre mids. In one of my TikTok videos, I explained why it's so important for you to only really touch your centre backs when the player has the ball inside the box. Because at that point, all it takes is one circle tap and the ball's in the back of the net. However, the second the ball comes outside of the box, you have every right to just grab your centre mids and defend like this. And that's exactly what he does. Look at how he's jockeying forwards whilst shadow marking Totti. So you see the Totti in between the two centre backs right now. All he's doing is covering that passing lane and applying pressure so the guy just doesn't have time outside of the box to muck around, pass the ball, and do whatever. It's brilliant because look, he's going left, right, left, right. He sees Totti make a little bit of a movement to the left, he follows him to the left. And look, that passing option's gone, but also simultaneously, he's blocking the centre mid from taking a shot. And it's brilliant. He wins the ball back, and look, again, he's ready for the counter attack. Just like that. It's so simple, but it's so difficult for people to do consistently simply because you need to have concentration on the entire time. And then have a look at this goal in the 60th minute. Listen, I've told you before, playing the ball out wide is so important in a 4-4-2 because look at how many options you get. He's got about 5 options available to him at all times. And look, about in this position, it's all about composure. Just take your time, don't rush anything. And that's exactly what he does. One pass in, first time shot, just like that. 4-2. Are you kidding me? He's 4-2 up with a bronze team in the game for 15-0. Flipping out. And look, the game does end just like this. No one's going to complain about him time wasting or time management by the end of this game. Because look, it's a bronze team. He wants to get that 15 no matter what. You want to minimize as much bollocks as possible. And that's exactly what he does. But let me highlight a couple things before this video ends. First of all, do not defend with your centre backs unless the ball is inside the box. Obviously, you have to adjust dynamically. If you're in a situation where you have to touch your centre back, go for it. But most of the time, when the ball's outside of the box, stay with your centre mids and your DMs simply because you minimize the chance of the AI messing up. And if you click circle, like I said, with your centre backs already, you're in big trouble. If you don't get the ball, you're in big trouble. It's as simple as that. Second, going forward, no matter what formation you're in, whether 4-4-1-1, 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, whatever it is, you need to make sure the one thing that you're doing at all times is making players go on runs. Any player with incisive, you just tap triangle, they will find the ball in between your two centre backs, and you've got a goal. It's as simple as that. All you need to do is take your time, make players go on runs. The second they do that, you're in a position where you could just win the game. You're in behind, you could score a goal. It's so incredibly easy. All it takes is 1 second extra to do a pass like that. That's it. For him to get 15-0 by just doing the basics, he didn't abuse the meta, he didn't do anything crazy. He made players go on runs to get this rank 1. He deserves it. He's earned this. This is going to be one of those legacy defining moments for Broomey. And in general, we look back at Harry Hesketh and him getting top 200 with a bronze team is attached to his name. It's attached to him by the hip. This is going to be Broomey's thing. Yeah. It's going to be everything about him. This is the moment for him. Anyway, as we do get to the end of this video, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Broomey. He's helped me quite a bit in my journey, if you didn't know. But anyway, here are all his socials. His Instagram to begin with, right there. Broomey JC. I'm pretty sure every one of his handles are the exact same at Broomey JC. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. His YouTube, his TikTok, his Twitch, his Twitter, his Instagram, everything. It's all there for you. Absolutely amazing player. But forget that, his personality, amazing. He's such a nice guy to begin with. He's helped me, like I said, with so many different things. As a professional, as a player, as a person, amazing. One of the most humble people I've ever met. And I'll just give, give him his flowers for what he's done for me, but also for the community as it is. But yeah, amazing fella, brilliant player. But yeah, make sure you do follow him on each and every single one of his socials. I wouldn't probably be here without him. I know a lot of other pro players and I know of other content creators wouldn't be doing what we're doing without his influence. Amazing guy, man. Anyway, I do appreciate everyone that has watched this entire video. But yeah, make sure if you want to watch the entire thing, his video is now up on YouTube and he does stream pretty much every single day on Twitch. So if you want to give him a follow, give him a little watch, amazing guy. I guarantee you won't regret it. Anyway, guys, take care.